On November 5th, 2017, a lone gunman walked into a church firing at will, killing 26 people, half of which were children, wounding dozens others. Now, there's a lot that's been coming out from this story, but there's a few things that I want to focus on, specifically why it seems like for many on the political left, thoughts and prayers are now demonized. And as a Christian, I'll give you my 2 cents on prayer in a time of crisis. I'm Ben Davies, this is Pure Hollywood. Now, unfortunately, in the past few years, we've fell victim to many horrible incidents across the world. Think back to the Las Vegas city shooter, the Manhattan truck driver massacre, the Pole City nightclub shooting, and the Manchester Ariana Grande concert bombing. Now, the common response by most people in the media left, including Hollywood, celebrities, reporters, and such, has always been the exact same thing. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims, and love not hate hashtags usually follow. Unless it seems the victims are Christians, the shooter was a devout atheist, and the shooting was stopped by an NRA member, Christian church member, who shot and killed the perpetrator. It would seem like in this particular case, thoughts and prayers are worthless because these people and what they believe seem to be to blame, as well as their politics because they're Republican. Let me get into it. Now, before we go any further, if you have not heard anything about this particular shooting, this man, who I will not name, had so many red flags it's hard to believe, including escaping a mentally ill asylum in 2012, battering his wife and stepson, cracking his skull, and illegally purchasing firearms that were never meant to go to him in the first place. It was human error by the government that allowed him to get guns in the first place, so no regulations would have helped because human error is a part of the government because the government is human. Now, to give you some examples, I'm not going to focus on trolls. As you know, there's plenty of avatar Twitter eggs that just post horrible things to try to get a rise out of people and cause a stir. No, I'm going to focus on people that specifically have a following, that have a reputation, that when they tweet, millions and hundreds of thousands of people will listen and can follow suit. Chelsea Handler, 8 million followers, her own Netflix show, tweeted out after this incident, "Innocent people go to church on Sunday to honor their God, and while doing so get shot and killed. What country? America. Why? Republicans." After this horrible massacre, Paul Ryan tweeted out, "Reports out of Texas are devastating. The people of Sutherland Springs need our prayers right now." In response, Michael Keane, actor, producer in Hollywood with nearly 200,000 followers, said they were in church. They had the prayers shot right out of them. Maybe they should try something else. Will Wheaton, 3 million followers, also tweeted in response to Paul Ryan, "The murdered victims were in church. If prayers did anything, they'd still be alive, you worthless sack of bleep." Seems a bit different, right? Now, of course, people can say whatever they want. It's a free country. I can disagree with them. I can dislike what they say. I can call them out for it. But they have every right to say what they want to say on Twitter as long as they're not calling for direct violence towards someone. And I also hate sounding like I'm using any type of identity politics where you talk about race, class, or gender before you speak, but I think in this case it's important for me to say that I am a Christian man that prays all the time. Only because I know many people that may watch this video are not Christians, may not understand prayer or whatever. So just to clarify, this is where I'm coming from. Now, there's 2 specific things I want to talk about in this instance. One is prayer and what it's for. Second is why the response is different. Now, first, prayer as a Christian, it is not a get out of jail free card. It's not a list of things you write to Santa Claus that you get what you want for Christmas every year. It's not like God is a genie. Prayer is a direct communication with your Creator that loves you. And because you have this, you can find meaning and purpose and comfort in these times of crisis. You can also pray for the people to intercede that their hearts are healed, that they find some sort of peace in all this madness. Yes, there are miracles and times where God intercedes, but that is up to God and not us. It's not like we write down a list of things we want and we get those. So these people that have been ridiculing prayer and commenting on it, they may not know exactly what it's for and what it's about if they're not a Christian and believe themselves. Now, I also know that many people that are not Christians also pray. You don't have to be a Christian to pray. You don't have to be necessarily religious and pray. And I know that's what a lot of people in Hollywood and the media are probably saying when they do tweet these things out, thoughts and prayers with these victims at so-and-so event or so-and-so tragedy, and love not hate. Here's the reason why it's different. They're tweeting those out, not because necessarily they're praying for these victims, but because they're standing in solidarity with them. And that is the point. In this specific instance, they do not want to stand with these people because A, they're Christians, and B, they're most likely Republicans. And it also doesn't help their narrative when a card-carrying NRA member and instructor uses his AR-15 to take down this horrible monster who's been mowing down people, saving potentially dozens of more lives. So basically, to sum it up, there's two things I feel for this new disdain for thoughts and prayers. One, people don't understand what prayer is to Christians, especially when it's Christians that are the victims of these crimes. Next, it seems like these celebrities and media personalities only feel like thoughts and prayers are necessary when it's viable for their cause, when it agrees with the narrative that they are trying to perpetuate. If a Muslim terrorist shouts Allah Akbar and blows a bunch of kids at an Adriana Grande concert, then we want prayers and thoughts and no action. However, when it's 26 Christians, most of which were children killed by a devout atheist, thoughts and prayers are worthless because these people brought it on themselves. It's because of what they believe, the amendments they support, the way that they vote, and the policies that they believe in. Now, in these dark times, there are always lights of hope that shine through, and Stephen Wilford completely embodies that specific thing. Stephen Wilford is an NRA member and instructor, and this Christian man, when he was at home, heard gunshots and ran towards the chaos. Not even wearing shoes as he sprinted towards the church to take on this armored murderer. After doing so and engaging the murderer, he then pursued to ensure that no one else's life would be lost. This man is a real hero. This is what America is all about, and this is why you have the Second Amendment. So I'd like to say to Stephen Wilford and every single victim and family member in that community of the Sutherland Springs Baptist Church, my thoughts and prayers are with you. I'm Ben Davies. This is Pure Hollywood.